quite a while back I made some silicone moulds so that I can make some epoxy resin parts, and I made them from 3D printed items. So I made them from resin 3D prints. I then cast them or stuck them inside of these FDM cases, which I use just to make silicone moulds in, and then I turned them into some resin parts. So what I thought we would do, just for a little change, something a little different, I thought we would make a silicone mould, this lead dragon. So we're going to cast this. Never done this. We're going to see how it goes. We're going to stick this inside of this container. I've made the back as flat as possible. Obviously the flatter the back and how you stick it down fully depends, stops the silicone going underneath the component. If you get the silicone under the component, it's a bit of a pain. So the flatter you can get it, the better you can get it to stick. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we are going to stick this inside here. Now there's lots of different ways you can do it. Originally I probably used to do it with the glue gun. The glue gun does encourage silicone to seep underneath because glue gun's not very thin. It's not very viscous. It's quite bulky, so it raises the item off the bed slightly, and then what happens is the silicone, when you cast it, will go underneath and you'll have to trim all that out with a knife at the end. I want as little work as possible, as little tidy up as possible, so I'm going to use this. It's like Evo stick basically. If you've ever used Evo stick glue, it's kind of similar to that. So I'm just going to use this, put this across the back of the so I've just gone with a lovely little pattern like that. I might actually just put a little bit on the horns, actually. Just a little bit there, just make sure it sticks. There we go, beautiful. So we've got that. We're going to stick that down to the centre of this case. Roughly, anyway, roughly central. You can see a little bit of the old glue seeping out there. Right, so I'll leave that like that. Doesn't actually take too long to set this stuff, probably 10 minutes, and you'll be glad to know I'm not going to make you wait 10 minutes to watch that, because that would be bloody dull. So just pause that, come back when it's dry. So that's now dry, that's now cured and dry. Didn't make you wait because I knew you wouldn't want to. What we need to do now is mix up the silicone mould material. So let's get that ready. Got the set of scales there, plastic cup, and we're going to mix it up. So I use this from MB Fiberglass. It's the Polycraft GP3481-F. That's pretty much the only one I've ever really used, and it's always done me pretty well, so I stick with that. Also, I'm going to actually spray on some of this Bondit silicone release spray to try and stop the silicone getting too attached to the lead. I haven't done it on lead before, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to react and work with it. Spray a bit of that on there early. It is also good when using this with epoxy resin. It makes the silicone mould last a little bit longer. So this stuff is mixed 10 to 1. 10 parts the rubbery bit, 1 part the catalyst. So I'm going to mix that up. Just push that out over there. This is thick old stuff as well. So beauty of this is, I'm just going to guess. Let's pour some of that in there. If you get it wrong, or if you don't make enough of it, you can come back and add some more. It's not a problem. And we'll reset the scales on that. So we just want 15 grams of this. 150 grams of the rubbery bit, the thick bit, part A. Part B, 15 grams of the catalyst. And then hope we can stir it all inside of this cup. There we go. Oh, 15.04. And a bit heavy there. Right, there's no better stirring tool than an old pencil, so I'll get that mixed up and back we go. So the key when mixing this up is to get the whole thing to a nice even pink tone. We're just going to pour it from a bit of a height, get it down into all those nooks and crannies. I'm going to put this in the pressure pot once it's done, try and force out any air bubbles, get a better mould. Get it in there. Just come back in with the pencil. Just, you know what? I don't think I'm going to need any more. I think I'm good to go. What we're going to do is get this in the mould. So here's my silicone pot, or sorry, my pressure pot. I'm just going to take my silicone mould. I'm going to try and, no we're not. That is going to get horribly wrong if I try and so just take that out. Slide that there. There we go. There we go, baby. Get the lid on. Okay. Tighten it down. I normally leave this probably like 24 to 48 hours. To be honest with you, most of the time to be safe, I'd go 48 hours just to be safe. I'd rather know it's fully cured, even if it says it was less than that. So there's the pressure pot. All we do is turn it off, grab the extendable airline, pop this on air, like so. So you pop that on, that's on there, just turn it on, and I normally go for about 4, but I fill it up slow. Now the compressor is running out of air. Let's just stick that on. So one thing I am glad, silent compressor. Well, nearly silent. That is not a bad noise. I can live with that noise. Don't even need earplugs. So we're just going to bring that up to the 4. That'll do. Shut that off there. And that's that. 24 hours, 48 hours, probably 48. I will come back and we will see how that looks. Right, so it's been well over 2 days, and we're going to crack this open, see what our mould looks like. Just need to release that air. Right, that's the air release, so I can crack this open now. Right, here it is. Just gonna need to. I'm actually just going to mix a tiny bit more up in the end, because I don't know if you can see it just there. There is, you can just see the component, so that's going to make that mould way too thin. I don't want a hole ripping in it, so I'm going to mix up just a little bit more. I'm not going to bother putting it in the pressure pot this time, because it's just going to be a coat on the top. I'm just going to leave that to cure on the top. Alright, so actually what I did was, you can just see that, I filled the back end a bit more. It was a little too thin. I removed it. It was a little too thin right on the, what must it have been on? I don't know, it was somewhere around here. The highest point was a little too thin, so on the silicone. That's just a bit more silicone slapped on the back to stop it being as thin. So if we pop this out, so there it is. Yeah, so it was here. It was on these little indents here, just a bit too thin. I've thickened it up. You could say, there it is. There's the old silicone mould. It's come out quite nice, coming out off of a lead casting, so I'm pretty pleased with that. There's a little tiny bit of excess up here in the horns, you can see. So you could trim that out with the scissors or a knife. It's not entirely necessary, as long as you keep it flat when you cast the next one. Keep it flat and then don't overfill it. Then when it comes out, it'll be fine. All that comes down to is, this is like one of the key things in my opinion. Obviously the lead's not entirely flat, so some of it you can see here. You can see it with this. Some of it's seeped under the horns. So getting it entirely flat on what you're going to cast, on where you're going to make your mould, is critical. But there we go. That is a silicone mould from a lead casting. Now what I'm going to do is, this is actually been in talks with Toonpish, Wendy from Toonpish, and we're going to make this a little two-part video series malarkey. So she's actually far better at using silicone molds to make resin castings. So she's actually I'm gonna send this off to her. She's gonna make a little video on making some resin dragon heads using this silicone mold. So what I'll do is I'll post a link to her channel, and as soon as she's done it, she'll post it up, and you can see what they come out like when she does it. Trust me, mine would just be like all of one colour, or maybe two colours, but she'll make them look far fancier. So I thought it'd be quite nice to do that, because I know she'd like this dragon mould anyway. So there we are, little dragon mould from a lead casting. Opens up lots more ideas. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all again soon in the next video.